Okay, so everybody let's stand up. We're going to turn and face the flags. Josie? Excellent, you're with us. Thank you. All right, facing the flags. Get your feet together. Taya. Hyuna. Oh. Facing me. Taya. Hyuna. Taekwon. And jumping jacks. 20 on your own count. Begin. And and reaching up, stretch up, and then forward and stretching down. And come up, stretching hands out to the side, and over, and relax, and over the other side, and relax, shake your arms and shoulders, deep breath in, raise your arms up, and exhale down, and inhale up, and exhale down. Last one, inhale up. Exhale down. And keep going down. Reach your hands toward the floor. Bending over. And breathe normally. And up. Long walking stance to one wall. And stretching down, and as you stretch, exhale. And come up a little bit and exhale down again. And stand up, switching sides, inhale, and then exhale down into the stretch. And inhale, and exhale down into that stretch a little more. And come up with your feet apart. Exhale down to the middle. And inhale up and down to one knee. Exhale down. And inhale up, down to the other knee. Exhaling as you go down. And then when you're there, breathe in. And as you exhale, try to come down a little lower. And up. Keeping both heels on the floor, bend one knee. So again, the important thing is keeping both of your heels on the floor. Some of you may be able to go very far down, much lower than I can, and that's good. Anytime you stretch, as you go down, exhale down. Relax those muscles. Straighten that leg, inhale up, exhale down on the other side. Remember to keep both heels on the floor. That's how you get the stretch. And inhale up, back to that first side, and exhale down. And inhale up to switch sides, exhale down to the other side. And standing up, shake your legs out a little bit. Sitting down, put the bottoms of your feet together, bring them close to your body, and let your knees fall to the side. And as you inhale up, then exhale and let your knees relax toward the floor. Breathe in and exhale down. And up, both feet straight up in front. Shake your legs out a little bit, arms up over your head, and straight forward down, exhaling as you go. Breathe in, exhale down a little more. And up, hands come up, breathe in, exhale down. Another breath in, exhale down. When you do these stretches, make sure the tops of your thighs are not tight. You want them loose. You want your quads to be relaxed. So you want your legs. I'm squeezing my thighs. They're soft. The muscle is not engaged. And up and relaxed. So when you're stretching your hamstrings, if you tighten the tops of your thighs, when you stretch the backs of your legs, if you tighten the tops of your thighs, it kind of fights the muscle that's trying to stretch. We're going to do one more. Hands come up over your head. Inhale up. Keeping those legs relaxed. And forward. Exhale down. And another breath in. And exhale down a little further. And up. Bending one leg. And exhale down to the bent leg. And up. Down to the straight leg. Exhale down. Take another breath in. Exhale down a little more. One last inhale in. Exhale down toward that knee. And up. Switch your feet. Going down to the bent leg. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down to that straight leg. Take another breath in. Exhale down a little more. As you exhale, try to relax. And a third and last breath. Inhale up. And exhale down to that leg. And come up. Take one leg. I want you to hug your knee into your chest. You may feel it's easier to bend your leg so your foot comes up. The main thing is I want you to feel that stretch at the back of your leg, partly where you sit down or partly down the leg. Not so it hurts, but so you feel a stretch. And inhale up. Exhale out and try to stretch that leg, pull that leg a little closer. Relax that leg that you're hugging. Another inhale in. Relax the leg and pull it closer. And then relax it and switch your legs. Taking the other leg, hugging that knee to your chest. Deep breath in. Relax the leg, pull it closer. Inhale. Exhale, pull it closer. If it's already touching your chest, leaning back can help give you more stretch. Depending on your flexibility, you may need to move your torso to a different position to make sure you're still getting stretch on that leg. Inhale, and exhale down. And relax. Taking one leg, putting it behind you, stretching the quad. That's the top of your thigh. If you're very flexible, you may want to lie back. Other people need to sit up. The important thing is just make sure you're feeling a good stretch in that leg. Take a deep breath in. Relax the leg. And so if your rear end is not fully on the floor, then your goal will be to try to relax the hip so it's closer to the floor. If you're lying back, your goal will be to relax to let more of your body be flat on the floor. It all depends on your flexibility. And let's switch legs. And exhale down. here you probably can feel it better that if you tighten that leg, you're fighting the stretching. Take another breath in. Exhale down. It should not be painful, it should just be stretching. And up. I want you to sit on your knees, kneeling, if you will, Japanese style. And then I want you to lean your face forward. You can put your face on your hands if you don't want to put your face on the floor. I don't here. And stretch your back. Take a breath in. And exhale and relax down. And once more, inhale up. Relax a little deeper into the stretch. And up. And everybody on your feet. So today I talked about the breathing that we can do when we're stretching. The more you can relax your body, the better a stretch you get. Even if you're not super flexible, Master Dini can do a split. I cannot do a split, but this is how I improve my stretching, is to use the breathing to help work with my body to get your body a little more relaxed in the stretching. So now to wake ourselves up a little bit, we're going to do 20 more jumping jacks on your own count. Begin. And go when you're done. All right, let's do some sitting stance. I want everybody to go into a sitting stance. I'm going to move. There we go. So you can see my feet. My feet are wider than my shoulders. My knees are bent. And my chest is right over my body. If I turn sideways, you can see how I'm not leaning forward, I'm not tucking my rear end under. My back is straight, comfortably straight. And I want everybody to put both hands at your belt in fists, and then both hands out together. And slowly back, and slowly out. So this is helping us to foster a habit of bringing it back so your hands come onto your belt. So you feel your belt when you come, fist is at your belt, and then stretching out. Now bring it back and out faster. And back. And out. And back. And now we're punching. Hana! And back. So this is both hands still. Do! And back. Set. And back. Net. And back. Das. And back. Yes. And back. Now one hand out. And we're going to switch and punch. Hana. Do. Set. Net. So as you do this, what are you doing to make your punch stronger? Well, if you look at me from the side, I'm doing a little down, up, down. You may not be doing down, up, down. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying what can you do to make your punch stronger? Hana. Do. Set. Net. When you're practicing at home, what can you do to know, am I kicking and punching well? If you can make your uniform snap, that's a good sign. That means you are accelerating. Because I can stick, when we were doing this earlier, slowly out, slowly back, it's helpful for our training, but I'm not punching, I'm moving my arms. I'm punching when I use power, when I accelerate. So we're going to do more punching, we're going to do a little slower count. I want you to hear in your space if you can hear your uniform snapping. I don't know if the microphone is picking it up, but I can hear my uniform snap when I punch. I'm going to go closer to the microphone so maybe you can hear it better. With my count. Hana. Do. Set. Net. Das. Yes. Ilgo. punch stronger is to breathe, we know that, but also make sure your punch is going in a straight line. So when I was working with the Mighty Lions, they're obviously on a different level from you guys, what I was seeing them do on this punch is they were going like this. The fist was coming up and then coming down. That's not a straight line. Instead, I want to see straight line, because that means you're pushing it very fast, very strong. We're going to do some more, just a short bit. Thinking about moving in a straight line, don't hook. Very common to see people hook. If you have anything, I know some people have like the kicking bags that are freestanding, or they have pads they use with their family. If you punch something and you see pinkness, and you see pink on your pinky, on your ring finger, that means you're coming in at an angle. You're not coming in straight. You want to see if you can see any redness between your first two fingers. So, thinking about punching straight. Hana, do, set, ne, das, yas, ilga, iru, ya, and step back. Oh. Now, for your front kick, there are 4 parts to a front kick. Many of you know what that is. Up, out, back, down. The most important thing is the first piece, which is up. If I kick a front kick, everybody can do a front kick. I could take somebody in off the street, they can do a front kick, but they can't necessarily do it right. If I don't pick up my knee, I'm kicking somebody in the ankle. That's not very beneficial. I want to pick up that knee on that front kick. So we're going to do front kicks focusing on picking up that knee. So going back to your starting spot, I want you to line up, left leg forward fighting stance, stepping forward to the front kick. Think about pick up that knee. Hana, do, set, ne, fighting stance turn. I see some good knees coming up. I want everybody to keep doing that. Hana, do. Are you trying to snap your uniform? That will help you as well. Set, ne, fighting stance turn. Front kick again. Hana, do, set, ne, fighting stance turn. Keep picking up that knee. Hana, do, set, ne, fighting stance turn. Now it's front kick and a punch. They're on the same side. I want you to think about picking up that knee and accelerating. So does your uniform snap on the kick and on the punch? If not, you need to kick and punch harder. Ready? Hana, do, set, ne, fighting stance turn. Are you keeping your hands up the whole time? I know you are. Hana, do, set, ne, fighting stance turn. Now I want to do front kick, reverse punch, then back to your fighting stance. The reverse punch is much easier to generate power because you've got that turning, but make sure you're punching in a straight line, that you're not hooking around when you punch. Boxers will do a hooking punch, that's very good. They can do that, we do straight punch. Front kick, then reverse punch, and coming back to your fighting stance. Hana, do, set, ne, fighting stance turn. Hana, do, set, ne, fighting stance turn. When you do the reverse punch, make sure you don't tip your face forward. What I mean by that is don't tuck your chin, keep your chin up, and punch. The muscles you're using are the ones in your back. When I do this punch, and I'm doing my reverse punch, that part of my back is engaged. Because when your shoulder rolls over. I'm exaggerating so you guys can kind of see, but see how my shoulder's up? We want it down. Some of you have seen in class, there have been times I'll just touch you lightly on the shoulders to help you relax that. If you think about this muscle here pulling your shoulder down, so instead of the shoulder coming up this way, you, I'm trying to get the camera to show you, pull this muscle down, and suddenly I have a neck and some space between my shoulder and my chin, which is what you want. All right, so that was front kick and a reverse punch. Now we're gonna do turning kick. What's important on turning kick is getting your body all the way around. So what I want you to do is do more than half a circle. So when I start out, can you see there's a slightly darker blue line behind me? When I kick, I want you guys to pass that line. See how much I passed that line? It looks bigger on the camera than it is, but I want you to do a few practice rounds of the front turning kick. Cross your body, put that foot down, and then reset to your fighting stance. Because I want to make sure you're turning your entire body on this. This is just a drill. This is not how you would kick normally. Ready with my count. Hana! And then back to your fighting stance. Turning kick, not front kick. Do! And reset. Set! And reset. Net! And back to your fighting stance. And your fighting stance, turn. Same thing. Hana! Do! Set! Net! Fighting stance, turn. Now I want you to do regular turning kick. Make sure to turn your whole body, just like we did when we were over kicking, but now we're properly kicking. Hands are up in your fighting stance, ready, and hana! Do! Set! Net! Fighting stance, turn. Hana! Do! Set! Net! And turn. Now I want you guys to try a different kind of a turning kick. This is not one we normally do in class. Black belts will have seen this before. It's coming up at an angle. So do you see the way my arm is moving? That's the angle my kick is coming in on. And it's important because when you're sparring somebody, it comes up, under. Can you see how my hand's coming up under my elbows? And if it were somebody's kick, they would have me. They would have hit me. So I'm coming a little closer to the camera to show you. This kick comes up. It comes up, and then you step forward. So we call this a 45-degree turning kick because it's not coming all the way across like a proper turning kick. It's not coming straight up like a front kick. It's half of that. So it's on that angle. And everybody, left leg forward fighting stance. Check. Hana! This should be super quick because you don't really have to pick your whole leg up. Do! If you had trouble snapping your kick before, work on it here because this is so easy to go fast. Set! Net! Fighting stance, turn. You see this kick a lot when people do it inadvertently, when they do it by mistake, because it's that kick that's kind of between a front kick and a turning kick. Ha! Do! Set! Net! Fighting stance, turn. I hope you're seeing how, with this kick on the 45, you don't have to move your torso much. I can do it with the lead leg, really quick, really jab it. It's like the kicking equivalent of a jab as a punch, because it's nice, it's quick, gets right in on someone. All right, moving on to side kick. Stepping behind the front leg, side kick. Hana! Make sure when you step that the heel of your stepping foot is going in the direction that you're kicking. Do! Set! Fighting stance, turn. Hana! Do! Set! Fighting stance, turn. Same thing, stepping side kick. Hana. Do. And turn. Hana. Do. Fighting stance turn. Now skipping side kick. Hana. Do. And turn. Hana. You gotta pick your knee up on this. Do. And turn. So if your knee doesn't come up on this, or on your stepping behind side kick, you're gonna be doing this. See how low my knee is? You're like this. That's a road to an injury. How do I know? Because I did it. So, when you step, you want to pick up that knee. You really want to get that knee up. When you skip, same thing. Remember, we imagine we're kicking over a chair, over an object. That mental image to make sure you're picking your knee up. So, left leg forward fighting stance, skipping side kick again. Ha! Do. Fighting stance turn. Ha! Do. And turn. Ha! Do. Turn. Ha! Do. Fighting stance turn. And step forward pose. Okay, so I need to catch up with a little of my attendance. So I would like everybody to do Chun-Ji, and I'm going to make sure that we get all the tips and attendance done correctly. So Chun-Ji, Junbi, and Sida. Don't just rush to go fast. Step forward, pose. So, a great concert pianist can probably play his concerto incredibly fast. But that's not the goal. The goal is to play it well. I could do Chun-Ji faster than you can if I didn't care about stances or techniques. So you guys have to take your time. Your pace needs to be enough to complete each movement. Let's do Dangun. I'm going to do it facing you. Dangun Junbi. Take your time. Sija. Stay there. Stay in your last movement. Where is that last punch on your Dangun? Where should that be? What level? It should be level with your eyes. It should be in the middle of your vision. If it's not in the middle of your vision, it's too low or too high. And paro. How many punches in this pattern are eye level? All of them. So when you do Dangun, you want to see that punch right in the middle of your field of vision. So this is what the world looks like to me on my punches when I'm doing Dangun, because I'm seeing my fist. All right, everybody paro. Let's move on to Dosan. Dosan Junbi. And Sija. dosan. And paro. All right. So just the way we try to snap our uniform when we're doing basics, Claire, please don't do that. Let your dad focus. You should be focused too. So in your patterns, you breathe on every technique. So exhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Every movement you breathe on it. You also are trying to make your uniform snap because you want to generate a lot of power. You can never have too much power on a pattern. If you watch Grandmaster Kim's patterns, he generates so much power on each movement, and it's beautiful, and that's where we all want to be. That said, so we're at Wanyo. Wanyo Junbi. And Sija. Wanyo. Hello. Very good. And shift. All right. You'll go. If you do not know you'll go, do one of your earlier patterns. You'll go. Junbi. And red belts should really be working on their patterns. Very important for your next testing. You'll go Junbi and Sija. And paro. And shift. Next, Jungun. Jungun Junbi. And ready, Sija. Jungun. Oh, very good. Shake it out, relax. Take it, Junbi. Yeah. Take it. I don't know if you can hear the construction sounds. Something just happened outside that did not sound good. I hope everybody's okay. All right. Take it. Junbi. And sit down. Take it. Oh. So, people who tested recently who are learning new patterns, these will be advanced belt patterns. Your best way to learn it, sign up for a one-on-one class. It's included with your membership. Sign-ups can be found glenridgetkd.com/classes. Everything is there, all the different options. Go to the one-on-one classes, find a time that works for you. Specify if you want indoors in the dojo, outdoors in the park, or virtual. So I know some of you are doing virtual classes because you are not doing in-person classes. You can work, yes, I see some enthusiasm. You can learn your new pattern or refine your patterns. When you sign up, there's a little box to type what you want to work on. If you say, need to learn my new pattern, or need to relearn my new pattern, or work on whatever it is that you need, put that down in there, and that's what the instructors will focus on. So that is a good way, because it's hard to have, I have 15 plus 3, I have 18 screens. Many screens have more than one person, so I don't want to have everybody focusing on one person's pattern and missing out on their own. We are up to Hwarang, but taking people. Remember, very, very important, when you are doing circle blocks, these are big. These are really big motions. If you think of a cheerleader, if they're just moving the pom-poms like this, it's not very exciting. They move big movements. If you think of one of those women in Las Vegas in the high heels that are about yay high, and then they have the headdress that's about yay high, and they're big, and they are bold movements. These are the sorts of things. If you feel like your motions are a bit ridiculously big, you are just about in the ballpark of how big you need to be at the end of Tae. You've got 1 big motion, 2 big motion. You step on the other side and you 1 big motion. If I just move my wrist, I'm not impressing anybody. I go up from as high as my shoulder, all the way down to my knee, and then back up. It's a big, glorious motion, and you want to be big, proud, and out there, because that is how it's supposed to look. It's not supposed to be a teeny tiny motion. There aren't too many teeny tiny motions in Taekwondo. That said, we have Hwarang to do, so Hwarang people, find your spot. If you don't have Hwarang, pick a different pattern. Everybody 준비. And 시작. One. Out. And we have one more. We have Chungmu. How many do we have? We have a few doing Chungmu. So let's do that. And we're almost out of time. All right, Chungmu, 준비. And 시작. Shumu. And roll. All right, good work, people. So a couple of things about practicing patterns. There's a lot of ways you can do it. One is, if you start at Chunji and you know all 9 colored belt patterns, if you do not rush, you work steadily, and you look at Chunji, Dengun, Dosan, Wanyo as one big pattern. You can even throw You'll Go in. Do it steadily. When you finish one pattern, you key up, come back, begin the next. If you do that, then you do the other patterns in groupings of 3 until you were done. That's 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. I don't want you to rush. Rushing does not help you. Playing that piano concerto in 30 seconds is not beneficial. You want to play it properly. Let the full speed and the full rests display themselves. So you can do all your patterns 15 minutes. Here's another one. Take the pattern you're learning. Take your favorite pattern. Do that one pattern 10 times. I cannot remember, because I suffer from this can't remember stuff problem. I'll take paper clips or pennies. I'll have a pile of over here. As I do a pattern, I move it over. Another method I'll use is I'll do my pattern twice this way, my pattern twice that way, twice this way, twice that way. Helps to keep you oriented within your pattern, not oriented based on the walls. That's 8 times. That is really good practice, especially when you're still trying to get the motions. There is a scientists have studied, if you're trying to learn something, a piece of music, a dance, a Taekwondo pattern, something that is a physical sort of a thing, at around 70 times is when you really get to know it well. So if you want to jumpstart getting to 70, for 10 days do it 7 times a day. At the end of that time, you know it really well. If you do it 10 times a day for a week, at the end of that week you will not believe how much it's developed, how much you've improved, how much you understand. And you will have places where you go, I can't get from here to there very well. I'm struggling. That's a question to ask a black belt. Especially when you've done it that many times. You know it's not a lack of practice. It's not a lack of understanding. Maybe you're just placing your feet in the wrong place. That's a really good question for a one-on-one class. That's a good one at the end of class. You can raise your hand here and say, hey, how do I get from, in this pattern, how do I get from this to this? And the instructor, the master instructor or the instructor will say, oh, remember to turn your foot, or don't turn your foot, or whatever it is that can make that transition easier for you. And there may be somebody else in the class who has that question. So I'm going to say we are over time. Go ahead and unmute yourselves. I'm going to double check if we have any tips today because I'm here by myself. And if you have a question about the pattern, you can either raise your hand on your screen or use the little hand raise in the chat, and I will do what I can to answer your question. Okay, I'm not seeing any hands, that's fine. I'm not seeing any tips so far. Oh, do I see a hand up, Celeste?
Raising your hand. I have no idea. What do you have a question about? Nope, too much Zoom, too much.
I know some people who are in school have been spending a lot of time on Zoom.
Hi!
I applaud those who have spent today in school on Zooms and are here in Taekwondo, at least in this class. I don't want you to sit down, whereas your instructors teaching you English and math and history and social studies definitely want you sitting down. We have no tips for today, and since we have no questions, I'm going to say let's bow out. So everybody stand up. And facing the flags, get your feet together. Chaya. Kyungna. Oh. And facing me. Chaya. Kyungna. Taekwon.
Taekwon. Taekwon.
Face mask in the cloud. Chaya. Kyungna. Taekwon.
Taekwon.
Facing the black belts. Chaya. Kyungna. Taekwon. And our senior student today is Olin. So facing Olin, Choyet, Kyungnan, Taekwon.
Bye.
Bye. Everybody have a nice weekend. If I don't see you, we have classes in the park and classes in the dojang tomorrow. So I may see people or I might not. Otherwise, have a nice weekend.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.